Now we're going to focus on the inside of the arms. Some people just stuff the arms as they are and then seal each end depending on the method that they want to use. I like to make a tube about the same size as the arm, and I just make this out of cheap cotton material. Like, it costs about $1 for a meter, so it's pretty cheap. And I'll just sew it down and I will stuff it. And why I do this is to help keep the stuffing from shifting around. Now, you don't need a lot of stuffing in puppet arms, because you don't want the arms to be stiff. You want them to be very mobile and movable easily. And what I also do is, on this piece here, I will add an elbow area. So the arms will always, and all I do is sew with the sewing machine, usually straight across, right there. About the middle is basically where I go at. And put that there, and then once that's all stuffed, is just put it inside. I do close off the ends, usually. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Usually near the bottom I'll close it off more than the top. The top I will just close it off with the original top. And I'll put it right inside the tube, and that will keep stuff from shifting around over time of use, of using the puppet and all that sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now, is sewing and stuffing them, and that is it. By the way, before I do end this, sorry, this is cotton. I don't use a stretch material inside. It's not important. That's why if I make this a little bit bigger than the actual arm, that pattern that I use, then the arm will fill out a little bit more as well. Okay, thank you. So here we go. I turned and sewed the inner arm, and I turned it inside out, and I have stuffed it. Now, I feel like I've added too much stuffing, so I'm going to actually take some out, because there's way too much on here. It's just really to give it some body. Now I'm going to measure, and like I said, it's about midway. Your elbow, if you really measure, is about in the middle of your arm, on average. You know, it depends on your character. I'm just going to sew quickly what I do for the elbow. So there we go. I've sewn the elbow across, straight across about the center. Just kind of sure. Now what I would do is also sew this end at least for now. And then I stuff it in the middle. Now sometimes you have to fight with this. And you know, that's the way it is. So you just kind of... Now I made these arms quite differently. You can just usually use a straight tube. Make a big long rectangle and sew it, and the arm can be all the same size. But I wanted something more bolder and larger at the top, and then to bring it down to a smaller area down below. And I think part of that is to help with just to add, you know, it's just a characteristic. It's something that I envision him to be like, and that's where it's going to be. Now you want this line to be on the bottom of your arm, so people don't see too much of it. So I may have to twist that around. So there we go. There's one Frankenstein arm pretty well ready. I just need to add a hand, and to add the dull joint, which I'll be showing you later on at the top, and we will be attaching the arm accordingly. So there we go.